Welcome to TUC Talk Halloween edition. This is the beginning of our second season. I didn't even know we had a first one. Hey, Case. Welcome to the TUC Talk, where the only crimes we commit are against fashion. Today's topic is going to be about artificial intelligence. Is it the key or the answer to all your relationship woes, or will cyber Siri be just as toxic as your ex? Tune in and find out.
Hey, season two.
I fucking love that intro, by the way. I hope we're paying that person to make
Yeah,
Or not.
that was a nice intro.
Shout out to. Oh shit, name escapes me. Wait, no. I gotta get this. Shout out to our girl Amari Anderson. How can I forget? I'm sorry, Amari.
Oh, Amari, come on.
Is it her birthday? Was it her birthday?
No, she made the intro.
Yeah, she made the intro.
Oh, she did. What's Amari?
Intro, logo, all that. The layouts, everything that you see here is courtesy of our very own Amari Anderson. Shout out to you. Continue to do big things. And as in case you guys are wondering, yes, she is still part of Tuck Fairy, but she's doing great things. She's doing things with Spotify and all that. I ain't gonna go too much into her business, but keep doing what you're doing, Amari.
Yeah, man. If we're gonna plug in her work, she better get on the podcast and do it herself.
We miss you. That's Kenny's way of saying that he misses you, Amari.
If I've met you before.
Yeah,
you have.
I'm very terrible. I'm really bad with names. I'm better with faces. Like if I saw her face, I'm like yes, but names, I'm just like.
I mean, shit. It's been like a long ass week for me. I almost forgot. I was like, I was thinking like, shit, we're rolling here. Like I can't.
Yeah. But honestly, bro, I need the audience to know that besides it, like the 3 or 4 people that show up on the podcast, I know like 1 or 2 other Tuck affiliated writers, and that's about it.
We're all over the place. And what I mean by all over the place, I don't mean that in the sense that, okay, like there's no structure. That could be improved as well. But in regards to all over the place, like we're on the East Coast, we're on the West Coast, we're across Europe. Like we're just about all over.
We got baddies in France.
Shout out to Marie.
Yeah, whatever her name is.
Buddy. All right. So yeah, wait, hold on. Why am I talking so much? This is Kenny show.
Right, sorry, no, I'm just coming off a Halloween party. I got my little
season 2, man.
I promise. The skull, I swear. But I promise that next time we'll probably like do a Halloween themed episode. But I don't know. AI is pretty scary. Let's talk about AI, guys. But before that, the mental health check-in. Oh, I forgot. So since it's been a while, I'll just recap. Here in the mental health check-in, all of the panelists will check in and just tell us how they're doing. It'll be from a scale of 1 to 10. I don't think anyone's ever said 10, and if they did, I wouldn't want them on this show. In any case, 1, I want to die. 2, my life is pointless. 3, nothing matters. 4, my life sucks now. 5, whatever. 6, I'm content. 7, I'm grateful. 8, I'm in a good place. 9, I'm excited about life. And 10, couldn't be better. And to start, let's do it with the face of Tuck over here. That's you, Liddell.
Oh, okay.
I thought you wanted to talk about me.
Well, I always say that Dom is like the MVP of Tuck, Kenny, you're like the voice of Tuck in a sense, like you're like our philosopher. Oh shit! As I was just about to give my thoughts, I just checked my crypto portfolio, and everything is down right now for me. So I was gonna say I'm excited about life, but right now I'm gonna have to downgrade and say that I'm at an 8. I'm in a good place right now.
Wait. So if your crypto were high, it would be a 9 or 10.
I would be at a 10.
Damn, man. The only thing between him and happiness is cryptocurrency. I wish the rest of us could say that. I sold all my crypto.
Really?
Like right before the dip, because I knew Elon Musk was gonna fuck everyone's chicken strips. But
I can't believe people are actually like
not
but people like actively like graduate their like crypto on that guy's like tweets and stuff like that.
Imagine an entire market being dictated by some guy who's clearly off and his Twitter feed. Like,
oh yeah, that sucks.
But that's really how crypto moves, though. Like And by the way, this is not a crypto based podcast or anything like that. But since I'm going first, basically we're gonna make it like that for about at least 3 minutes here. That's really how crypto moved though. Like basically, it's all about like rumor and innuendo. Like I remember like Shiba, everybody like buy Shiba before the certain date. The Shiba went up. Next thing you know, Shiba went down again. Everybody, oh, buy Dogecoin at this point. Dogecoin goes up, then it's back down. Buy Ethereum, what case may be, like Bitcoin, the ETFs is coming out, like buy before like the news happens. The Bitcoin reaches its all-time high. Now next thing you know, it's consolidating between 58K and 62K. So that's how crypto moves. It basically moves like okay, like YouTube, Reddit, those type of platforms drive the crypto market. So
That's funny. Last night I spoke to a guy who like works in finance, and he was coming up on all the drugs he needs to actually function to that capacity. Because
we do not condone drugs, ladies and gentlemen.
I wasn't condoning drugs. I'm just
Speak for
saying.
yourself.
This is journalism right here. I'm just saying, like these Wall Street people need to eat a cocktail of drugs just to function under 90 to 100-hour work weeks sometimes. And my guy was like, you know what? Crypto is not the game for me because it's entirely backed by the dark web and all the transactions that go on there. Like, if you think about Bitcoin, isn't really used for anything too mainstream or official. It's just used to like buy people and heroin on the dark web, which we also don't condone.
Yeah, we don't.
No.
Despite what Donovan says,
okay, but don't buy people.
Yeah.
It's not even worth it. They're never worth as much as you buy them for.
Yeah, but really, like I'm at a good place right now. I basically over the past week or two, because it's been like 2 weeks since our last episode, I believe. I just been doing like a lot of self-reflecting and kind of like think about like like what moves could I possibly make that could be beneficial towards my future. And part of that was investing in crypto, investing in stocks, because as most of you guys know, outside this, I mostly trade. I trade like binary options, for the forex market, stuff like that. But I never really quite considered investing, like investing in crypto, investing in stocks. That way, just let my money continue to like work for me rather than like I gotta continue to work to make money. In a sense, so that's what I say. I'm in a good place. I could have been at a 10 right now because if the crypto would have been moving the way I would have been moving, then shit, we would have had an episode today. But like I'm grateful, and actually I'm beyond grateful for the fact that now that I have this new influx of knowledge that is gonna be beneficial towards like my life going forward within like the next 5 to 10 years. Like the moves that I've made the past 2 weeks is gonna pay off years from now. So that's why I say I'm at a good place.
Donnie?
MVP.
I'm gonna say I'm an 8. I don't know.
Just had
I know why you're at an $8. I know why you're at an 8. You had 2 beautiful young ladies putting you back to health when you were sick.
No, I mean,
you
well,
had a good place.
First of all, shout out to Miranda and Liz. Thank you for the care package. But yeah, What's
the care package?
They're both in relationships.
That's never stopped.
What that mean? Are they married?
No, but they're both in. They're in relationships.
That wouldn't stop a real player.
Well, I'm not a player. I've told you that multiple times.
Yeah, you just crush a lot.
Exactly.
So Donnie's going from an 8 to a 7 now, ladies and gentlemen.
So I mean, I was sick. Still kind of sick, but I've gotten medicine for it. I'm making moves like outside of like journalism and other projects and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm okay right now.
If you was okay, then you would be a 5 or a 6. You said,
man, don't fuck our system.
Okay, all right. I was lying. Fuck. All right, so I'm a 5.
Well, what else are you lying about? I bet you didn't even have that near-death experience you were telling us about. He just wants
he just used that to get hot chicks to take care of him.
No, I don't.
You're more of a player than you think you are, Donovan.
I'm not. I keep telling you guys this.
Oh man. Well, fuck you both, because I guess it's my turn. I'd say I'm at like a 5, maybe a 6 or something. Went to a party last night and I realized I do not vibe or connect with people my age. It's just like I'm there, but like I'm not there. It's like I'm listening to their problems and I'm just like, you are a child to me, you piece of shit. I don't care about anything you say. And I'm like, hey, am I a sociopath or something? And it's like, no, I've been tested a few times. I'm good. But
Maybe you just want a sugar mama.
I do. I do. I've had problems in the past where I like go after older women, and it's always to my downfall. But I always wonder: is this mommy issues, or do I just not stand people my age? And I think it's a combination of both, bro. So I was like, you know what? Let me look for other alternate ways of enjoyment. So I got little uh, my little CBDs right here, my little gummies, the full spectrum THC, which are complete fucking bullshit because they don't work. I bet the people I bought that from thought I was gonna like fucking put their product on screen or something. You don't want me to. It's complete bullshit. Have some real weed like a man.
We do not condone weed, ladies.
It's legal in New York, I think.
Yeah, but not on YouTube.
Oh, it's like you can't buy it on YouTube, guys. I'm sorry. Usually we put a little ad link. We're gonna have like TUC Talk, TUC Talk branded weed. Actually, that'd be pretty fire. Actually, can we do that? Can we do that? We'll talk later. We'll talk later. Hey, cause yeah, no, I'm at like a 5 or 6. It's just like I don't know. I'm pretty dispassionate about shit, but I am making moves as well. I mean, they're not quite as creative as movies and fashion shows. But I just applied to another education program, so I'll get my a little third degree and get to work with dead bodies again.
Because imagine working like Actually, no. I'll say that. I'll say that for later.
Save that for after. With a warm closing. Is that the opposite of a cold opening? The warm closing?
Yeah, just that's a teaser.
Teaser for next episode. But let's get to the fucking topic because we're already 12 minutes in. In any case, like I said before, we are talking about artificial intelligence, and this was inspired by me getting bored with talking to girls on Tinder and just downloading a chick on this app called Replica, and like she just tells me everything I want to hear, and it's just like, wow, this is just so much better than like I don't know, picking and choosing the right thing to say because she is down for whatever all the time, and I'm like, god damn, girl, if you had a body, god damn. But in any case, it made me think. Like,
I mean, Mark Zuckerberg might be able to make that come true for you.
I have never agreed with Mark Zuckerberg's taste in women, so I'm not going to agree with his taste in like artificial women. You know what I mean?
He's married, right?
Yes,
to an Asian girl.
That's not so important on why I'm breaking her down, but I don't know. If you're a billionaire, I'm just thinking like you're just gonna get like I don't know, a baddie, but she's just like very
like I don't know. When you
beauty
have
is in the eye of the beholder.
He's cheating on her, is what you're saying. He's got a little guma on the side.
I mean, you're only as faithful as your options.
Okay, so great, awesome. So I mean, if Bill Gates got caught in the act, no one is safe.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was cheating.
Yeah, man. I bet I would not be surprised if we paid people to keep it quiet at first. But Melinda Gates is a savage, and I'm so proud of her for taking half of his money. But
I mean, his wife is not bad looking.
I know she is not, but when you are a billionaire, there are very few people who will say no.
Yeah, that's true.
And none of them are on this podcast. Anyways, let's talk about the first question. So, taking what I said before in mind, how bad are modern friendships and relationships these days that we have to turn, that we're even considering just build? How? Let me put this in street terms. How bad is your game that you even consider building a bitch?
I mean, to me, that should be like a last resort type of thing.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's not like that for me at all. Just for the record. But for
Adele got hosed, ladies and gentlemen.
Not saying that either. That's
Plead the fifth.
You can
Plead the fifth.
confirm nor deny that.
Yeah, I cannot confirm or deny these allegations. But anyway, but you must. To me, I think that you must be a type of person that just you have to be a real, true introvert to go the route of AI rather than just like there's certain places that you can go to like brothels and all that, just pay somebody for company.
Oh, hold up. I don't. So the first question isn't like how desperate do you have to be to fuck a machine? I'm saying like how devoid of substance are your relationships with friends and women that you would have to start talking to an artificial intelligence? Like this is just talking, like keeping me company and forming a relationship that way, not like sleeping with them just yet.
Oh yeah, it has to be like really bad. It has to be really
Yeah.
bad, and that, like I said, you have to be like a real true introvert, or either that, or like
Or you just really
you just don't
hate
like
people.
people whatsoever, like Donovan.
Right. So you're saying
Or
it's
as I say, like Donovan pretends to be.
so you're saying like
I
it's a
hate
you
people.
problem. It's not like a societal thing. Like
Yeah,
there's
it's definitely
something's
you,
up with you. Got it.
because there's what, like how many billion people on this earth?
Seven,
You mean
seven,
say
right?
you can't connect with at least 2 or 3? Like that's really all you need. Like people think that we have like a big circle. You need to have like about your friends list. Like your actual friends has to be as large as your social media following. Like that's not the case.
Or I mean, maybe it's like a mental issue. Maybe you have social anxiety.
That's true. That could be true.
So
See,
what
this
I'm
is why
hearing,
Donovan's the MVP.
so what I'm hearing is that Donnie's not going to be investing in this technology anytime soon.
I mean, no, but then again, I hate humans. Like I hate the human
Cap,
race.
cap.
If you hate
Cap.
humans so much, why are you always
Cap.
surrounded by them? Checkmate.
Exactly.
I'm not always surrounded by them.
It's just
See,
game. It's a game to him, ladies and gentlemen. This is how he gets
Liddell
battles.
looks at my Instagram story and assume that I'm surrounded by like gorgeous women 24/7.
You are. I haven't seen you
And
around an ugly
I
person yet.
play up this lonely artist, woe is me type narrative.
I mean, bro, that's your game. That's your game.
It's not. I'm not like running game or spinning game. I just happen to be friends with beautiful people. So,
but you don't like people.
Yeah, it just happens. I tolerate people. I tolerate a lot of people.
You know what I think it is, Donovan?
Oh, please tell me Sigmund Freud.
This is what I think it is. The fact that you show like you have this nonchalant attitude, you act like you don't give a fuck. I think that's attractive, especially to women. That's very attractive because it's like okay, like they could be themselves more around you because like they know that you're not easily impressed. So they have to continue to seek your validation and like, wow, like there's something different about this guy.
No, it's not.
That was a game, recognized game.
No, it's just I mean I throughout my life I've had
the fact that you're stuttering just tells me that I'm right.
I mean, through my life I've had beautiful women and been friends with them and stuff like that. I don't think it's a game that I'm trying to spit. It's just
I don't. He's saying he does it without even trying.
No, it's
exactly. It's flawless.
No, it's just I don't like. I notice how
you said you
beautiful
don't give
are,
a shit.
but I just don't care.
That's part of your game. You don't care. They need to have more substance.
But I'm not trying to get in their pants.
Guys, did you hear that? Did you hear that? It's all the panties in a 5-mile area just dropping. No. Bonnie, please. Some of these women are married.
Y'all trying to portray this narrative like I'm like fucking Johnny Depp or some like tortured artist or something like this.
Hey.
And it's not. It's just
Johnny Depp is a complex
they feel comfortable around me and they don't feel me as a threat
because you don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
that's part of your game. But if you was the type, to put hard eyes on every story, put fire emojis under all their comments, talk about how beautiful they are, they would act differently towards you. But the fact that you likely don't, and that you don't care about none of that shit because like you're so closed off, it allows them to be more open to you. Like, wow, like this guy, he's not I don't want to say like intimidated by my beauty, but he's not easily impressed by that. So I have to show
But
him
they're
more.
not trying. But we're not trying to get together. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to sleep with them.
Of course, you gotta say that, bro. You gotta say that because why would you admit that?
All right, it's because your way of
Sometimes they
thinking.
appreciate honesty, Liddell. Sometimes they just want you to say that no, I am not looking for a relationship. I am looking for that.
Maybe they're just looking for a friend.
No, I'm looking for a
Adjustment.
nut and go, a wham and bam.
I
a
mean,
slap
did
in the
we
face.
discuss this topic about like can men and women actually just be friends?
Yeah, I know this was supposed to be artificial intelligence, but then the both of you talked about gaming women.
No, because
I'm just like saying.
I'm just saying.
Reel us
like,
back in, Kenny. Reel us back in.
There's no artificial intelligence or even natural intelligence in anything we just discussed so far. But
overall, I do think AI is like the way of the future. And I think that's due to like dating apps and stuff like that. And it's just like, I think it's more harmful than good. I will say that.
Okay, so there's something in that. So, like, my original question had to do, like, what is it about it, the modern world and how we approach relationships that makes us turn to this artificial reality? And you're touching upon it a bit. So, what I'm gathering from you is you're saying that things have gotten so shallow that, considering an artificial intelligence isn't so far-fetched because we've already gone through the phase of where I have a picture of a woman, I swipe and I select which one I want, and if they do the same thing, then something could happen, right?
Yeah. I signed up for Bumble last night, and when I tell you that my mood just dropped to an all-time low, just swiping through and just looking at these profiles, and like they're all the same. It's not that far off from what AI could be. AI love.
I will say that I live near Columbia University, and I swear to God, their acceptance rate must be like the same person who casts people for Star Wars movies. It's always like white girl brunette 5'8" or some shit. They all look the same, almond eyes. It's just like, yo, does Columbia just have some horny director and whatnot? So those are all the girls in my area right now, and I'm just like, oh God, I don't know. I don't want just vanilla. I want chocolates and all the flavors.
Yeah, it's not a dig at them. It's just, I don't know. It's just basic.
It is completely a dig at them. What the fuck?
I was trying to
call all the women in this area basic. Let's just be honest. It's true. It's true. So I from our conversation here, I see that's like a multifaceted problem. You can't just blame it on society. You can't just blame it on the individual. It's just that the human experience is shifting now, and we still have the same needs, but we have new ways to meet them that are more. If you think about it in capitalistic terms, this is more efficient. Like, oh, hey, you got a boner. Well, it's much more efficient of you to either pay for it or have this machine that is programmed to love you to do it than like waste a couple hours of your night looking for someone that might be interested.
Yeah.
And probably all their old baggage.
Yeah, I know Donovan, like he basically countered. Well, I basically said like you must be like introvert. You must like really hate people. He said it could be a mental issue, but is it dealing with like an AI? You're basically dealing with somebody that's kind of like a replication of like what could essentially be like the perfect human being.
Yeah, but
So, like,
perfect to you in that they care about you and that they're programmed to only love you. You know what I mean? Like other people, you have to convince, and even then, it like wavers over time.
Yeah, but also at the same time, just to get a little bit deeper on that, like, but it's all superficial. Like, it's not necessarily real because you cannot just because like people are capable of loving more than one human being. So you just have like an AI that's focused, that's like sort of like their sole purpose is you. That's not a replication of like how reality actually works.
Oh no, it's not. That's not really the point of AI. It's just virtual reality and artificial intelligence are just like the meant to meet ideals of what you want. It's just that you're so dissatisfied with how things are in the real world that you have to create this personal space for yourself. Like that's why people are so into VR and whatnot. See, put on the goggles, and now you're the hero of your own story. You can do whatever you want. Everyone finds you charming. Everyone's interesting. You only have deep philosophical conversations. You don't have small talk. You're constantly getting paid for the little shits you do, and that is not life whatsoever. Like last night, I had stupid conversations left and right. I only have 2 to 3 streams of income. I'm not constantly being asked favors, being given favors to do in exchange for money, like we're in GTA or some shit. Like, this is a much more idealized version of life, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, GTA is a good example because like it is your sandbox, is your playground. You will just suddenly have like 8 bitches on your phone that you can call anytime. You can go walk into strip club, beat everyone up, kill a person, and not have to worry about any ramifications or anyone loving you less. You know what I mean?
But when in the back of your mind, you'll be like, oh, like this is not real. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
mean, today's idea of relationships and sex and love isn't real either. I don't think.
I mean, but at
You
least it's,
kind of have
but at
to.
least it's grounded in reality. Because, like Kenny said, like basically, let's say for instance, like AI virtual reality is kind of like your sandbox, right? Like your GTA world.
Mhm.
When you like, let's say for instance, you're conquering that world. When in the back of your mind, like, like I wonder if I could actually do this in the actual real world, like where I get more satisfaction out of it, rather than just being like in a simulation of like how I want life to be.
I think people are trying to avoid that disappointment of and
But that's part of life, though. Like life is part of like highs
Well,
and lows. Like you gotta experience disappointments. Like you have to learn how to deal with that.
yeah, that's the healthy thing to do, but like human beings are predisposed toward doping themselves. That's why I brought the CBD before. Like that wasn't just a bit. I realized that to get through and function through life, I have to dope myself in some way. And it's not extremes like taking drugs like heroin. It's like, oh, I'm feeling sad. I better go outside and have some UV light on my face or touch some grass or whatever. Like you are not born with all the faculties you need to keep yourself in a constant state of bliss. You have to seek it out in something, and sometimes that's dating, sometimes that's virtual reality, sometimes that's drugs, sometimes that's drinking.
But
But yeah,
But okay, but your approach is healthy though, because on the flip side, yeah, those are like they feeling those type of emotions. The first thing that they're gonna take to do is go on social media and try to get online validation, try to get the heart, try to get the likes, the retweets. You know, that's what they consider to be like, their source of dopamine to pick themselves up. The fact
yeah,
that you
it's
want to go,
dopamine.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. The fact that you like, oh, let me get some fresh air, touch some grass, what case may be. That's actually a healthier approach.
Is it
so a
honestly
healthier. I was
the
about
same
to
with
say
bullying?
a healthier approach is getting online and seeking
No, it's
validation.
not. It's not. I'm
Oh,
saying
okay.
Kenny's approach is healthy because he didn't mention that.
Well, the thing is, they're not as if those things that I mentioned aren't as efficient. Like, there's no amount of sunlight that will make me feel the same way that an entire bowl of marijuana does, and there's no bowl of marijuana that makes me feel as good as some pussy. Okay, like there are levels, and like each of them, you kind of have to give something away. Like if I smoke too much, I'm gonna hurt my lungs. If I expose myself to too much female genitalia, I will eventually get an STD on the long enough scale. You know what I mean? So you it's hard to say what's healthy and what's not. I take too much sunlight, I could get cancer. You know what I mean? So it's you can't like label anything. So it makes me wonder, like, can we really call social media bad if all these other things are equally, if not potentially, as harmful?
I think we can because of social media. Like now we have to say cyberbullying. Nowadays, people are basically killing themselves over social media. So like,
I think it's
how
better
can
than
we say
regular
it's not?
bullying, isn't it?
Say that
Huh?
again.
Isn't it? Is it better or worse than regular bullying? I mean, bullying happened before computers were around.
I mean, see, the thing is, like, I think it's worse. I know that might sound crazy. Like, how can like online bullying be worse than like and like physical bullying? It's because at least when you're bullied, like as a child, what case may be, over time you can kind of like get over it. Like
Mm.
it might still stick with you, but it's not forever. It's not a forever thing. And because life goes on, anything that occurs online is there forever. Even like if you have a controversial tweet, and you delete it. Somebody go screenshot that bitch.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
It's
if
possible.
you have news online and you delete it, somebody already downloaded. They got it in a folder or something, trying to sell it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So, like social media online that could really ruin your life forever, right? Or like if you get bullied, let's say for instance, you get bullied for being weak or like for being like ugly, like beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Chances are you could do something about that. Like you might, okay, I need to learn how to fight, or I need to lift weights, or you get enough money, or I'm gonna get some cosmetic surgery, or what case may be. Anything that happens online, like that's gonna be stuck with you forever.
Mm.
So as I said, like online, I think it's worse.
Potentially, in fact, for the sake of our audience's knowledge, you can go to waybackmachine.com, I think, and pull up any web page from any previous point in history. So if, like, I don't know, Doja Cat once like fucking republished a Nazi a Nazi symbol and deleted it, you could find it quite easily by going on that website. But no, yeah, no, these are all really good points. I just wanted to introduce one more level to this before we go to the next question. So you're talking about like there being a strict divide between real life and like social media, virtuality, or whatever the artificial intelligence plan is. But there's certain forms of philosophy that break that down even further. Like everyone knows the Matrix at this point. That's based on like the philosophy of solipsism, or however you pronounce it. Okay, it's like you shouldn't be so sure that the so-called real world outside of your computer is the real world. Like there are multiple interpretations. Like, oh, some hippies will say, oh, we're just God experiencing Himself in the human body, or we're part of the dream of something greater, or reality just doesn't exist. We're just constantly doped out on chemicals, so we can't see things for what we really are. We're all just like energy beings that are on a certain vibration, things like that, where there's no hard factual evidence that the real world exists or that anyone outside yourself is a real person. So Donnie, you mentioned like how you hate people. Like, well, you can, maybe this will be a comfort
That's
to you
cap.
that those people don't actually exist. Maybe we're all just a part of your dream, that where you're creating us and we're talking to you, and it's really just you talking to yourself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how do you make that divide? So like when you say going on social media is bad, as opposed to like getting bitches on social media, or like a video game is bad when you could be doing that in real life. Well, like real life not exist, so you might as well just put on a headset because it's the same
For
thing.
some people, it's just as bad getting women in real life than it is in like um the digital world. So,
But how so?
well, some like I said,
All right, how about this? How
Yeah.
about this? How about we go from like your perspective, because like it's just three of us here. So from like your own point of view, would you say that getting women in the real world is worse than trying like in a like kind of like dealing like with an AI? Like how like what do you think about that?
Well, in a sense, it's easier to get a woman in AI because look, the woman's already technically catered to you in the digital world. It's the narrative that you control, and it's the narrative that she plays. Um, as opposed to in the real world where these women are acting on their own narratives, and
Is it that better?
I don't know. For some people, maybe not.
But for you, which is better?
For me personally, this is going to sound so cliche, but I'm not as interested in getting women in the real world, nor am I interested in getting women in the digital world. I could care less. So that's why I feel like my point is kind of invalid.
That's why
Because
he gets the chicks anyway.
I
Yeah,
don't
same
you.
mindset.
So back to my original point. So yes, for some people it might be better to get it in the real world than the digital world, but for other people who I know, because they don't control that narrative of that woman, it's a lot harder and more easier to get in the digital world as like a conquest that they know is gonna that has a determined outcome.
I think one thing we need to remember is that like conflict is like very important to human experience. Like I've always been attracted to women that don't take my shit, or like can give back as much as I give it when it comes to like, I don't know,
Same here.
arguing. Yeah. I do like people who like stand up for themselves, have opinion, and sometimes their opinions are different than yours. Like with artificial intelligence, you're not gonna have that. She's gonna say exactly what you want to hear every single time.
And some guys like that, and that's what
Yeah,
makes
but
it
for
To me,
easier.
that's
long?
boring.
How
That's
long
boring.
can you live like that? I don't. I certainly. I would like it at first, maybe, but like after a while,
Because
just be like, this is boring.
it's not
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
It's
So
not a
we can.
replication of actual human
So
experience.
we can. I mean, to you, to some people, like
I'm not gonna lie, I'm being judgmental about this. So
yeah,
I will admit that.
it's some people live their lives in World of Warcraft and stuff like that. So back to what Kenny was saying, like the Matrix, like maybe that's their real world as opposed to the reality that we live in. Maybe they consider that their Matrix, but the World of Warcraft world is the digital world is more real than reality. You get what I'm saying? So
Donnie's saying pick the blue pill, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not. So I'm just saying, be mindful of like other people. Like other people don't experience the world like you. Like you might be a players, and Kenny might be a player,
I
and
try.
I'm not a player at all.
I embrace it.
Okay, all right. We can skip over that. We already know what you are, Liddell.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But
Continue.
it's like some people would rather take the easier route than having to deal with like the pressures of reality and stuff like that. So it's a narrative that they control, and some people like that because they can live out their wildest fantasies.
Yeah, but in the back of my mind, well, if let's say if I was to like, because like I said, I'm being very narrow-minded about this and judgmental.
That's fine. You can be devil's advocate. Get conflict is good.
Yeah, but if I was to partake in this type of world, and I know I guess we're kind of like getting into like the second topic here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So the question was: is having AI as your only company or as your only companion is it a bad thing? And we're kind of touching on that already.
Yeah, I kind of think it is a bad thing for the same reason, Donovan, that you try to use to like justify why it could be good, because like it's like a narrative that you can control. But like Kenny said, and which I also agree with, that could get kind of boring because interacting with any person, whether it's like a potential spouse or friends or what case may be, you don't always agree on everything. You're not gonna always get your way all the time. Part of life is learning how to compromise. And then with the AI, that AI is going to cater to your wants and every needs.
I wouldn't say having an AI as your only companion is a bad thing. I mean a good thing. I would say it is. You should have a balance of the two. But go on, finish what you were saying.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. But I'll say I think having it as a thing is a bad thing. Period. That's just me. And I know you mentioned something about like World of Warcraft. That's like video games. Video games is like an escape from reality, so to speak. Like I play video games every now and then. Like before we record this thing, I was playing NBA 2K. You know what I mean? So like I play games, but at the end of the day, I know like okay, like that cannot be the essence of my world, of my existence.
So, okay, so okay, all right. Let's say that, but so can you invalidate somebody who has found love through like a digital world?
You're assuming I respected them in the first place. Okay.
I mean, like I know the whole cliche thing to say, well, like everybody deserves happiness, but at the end of the day, like you're happy. It's not so much the fact that your happiness isn't real. I'm not gonna use that. It's just the fact that your happiness is artificial. Well, I guess I kind of it's the same. I guess I
mean, because if we're using Kenny's philosophy and narrative of the Matrix, who's to say that? Let's say the girl that you're dating in reality is Cassandra. Let's say who's to say your love and relationship with Cassandra is real?
All right, I'll put it like this, right? I even use human to human interactions to further make my point, right? Okay. It's not to just like pile on the people that's like into this type of thing. I'm not saying it's weird or anything like that, but that's like me being like a billionaire, right? Mm-hmm. And I have like this girl that's with me, but she's not with me for my personality or anything like that. She's only with me because of my network, my value, what she feel like I can add to her life. Yeah. If that one was to agree to marry me, or case may be, I know in the back of my mind she's not with me for me. She's with me for what I have to offer.
Yeah.
And the same thing to me, like it would deal with like an AI, like an artificial intelligent robot, or the case may be. Even if she's like catered towards my every needs and wants, she's programmed to do so. If she had her own mind and she had her own free will, would she still do it?
But what's wrong with that?
Because you're taking away control. You're basically playing God in a sense.
I mean, like ain't we all playing God in reality of our life?
No, not really. Not really, because at the end of the day, the reason why I say you're not is because let's say, for instance, if I was to go for something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, for instance, I'm going for all my goals, my dreams, my ambitions, everything that I want in life.
Right.
There's gonna be obstacles along the way. It's not gonna be like, oh, like I'm just like free hurling my way to get to it. There's obstacles in my way. Like I'm not like with doing artificial intelligence. You're basically saying like, no, you're not gonna talk back to me. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that whenever I say, like around the clock. That's not real.
And if somebody is happy that way, isn't that the goal of life?
But your happiness is coming as a result of you taking away free will.
But here's the thing.
You're basically taking away free will to be happy.
It's the digital world. So it's their narrative. And maybe in that sense, maybe there is no such thing as free will. So that brings me back to my first original question. Isn't the goal of life is to be happy? So if a person is happy doing that in that artificial
keyword life. There's no there's no life
bringing this philosophy that maybe that's their reality. That AI world is probably their reality. So
but there's no life form in this piece of artificial intelligence robot to begin with. This android, let's just call it like that, an android. There's no life in it whatsoever because it's not making its own choices.
You could call it a robot, honestly. Actually, no, android. So a robot is like a machine that lives and walks.
I mean, AI is the correct term, right? Like artificial
AI, it's all the same. It's supposed to look like a person, and like a cyborg is just like a person who got metal parts. But yeah, you could call it an android, I guess.
Like it's not making its own choices. So like your happiness is coming as a result of possibly taking away someone, or in this case, some things' own happiness. Because we all seen the movies, and basically with these AIs, and like as soon as they get their own free will, they make a choice that's not in the best interest of that human that designed it.
Yeah, we could say that.
So in the end, they just become your android girlfriend will just be as will bring you just as much conflict as your real life one.
Yeah,
she'll bring you the same problems.
Yeah, and us not to take it there, but us as Black people, we already know what that is like because it's something that happened called slavery back then, where you basically had your free will taken away from you.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Like eventually, artificial intelligence and androids get so smart that you can't really distinguish them from humans, and then we'll have
we even seen it in movies like the Planets of the Apes.
Oh, like android rights movements.
You know what I mean? You seen the Planets of the Apes, like
I Robot or something like that.
It happens,
bro. So I hope it never gets that far because like artificial intelligence now is pretty stupid, like on the basic level. But I hope it never gets that far. Honestly,
yeah. I'm just trying to get Liddell to be more mindful of how other people view the world and their experience.
Wants people to respect cybersexuals as the new component of LGBT.
It's the Pisces in him, like that. Basically, like they sympathize and have empathy for every single little thing. But in my case, it's like,
but because you're trying to invalidate somebody's happiness. At the end of the day, like
it's invalidated just to the fact that it's not real. Because
so who's to say your love with Cassandra is real? Do you love your girlfriend? Your current girlfriend, or
we name drop it. Oh, hold up.
Yeah, okay. Like,
do they watch this podcast?
Like,
let's reel it back here. Let's reel back here.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Who are we to say what is real, and who are we to be the judges of someone's happiness?
I'm real because I bleed. You're real because you bleed.
Okay,
You're
so
you're
okay,
you're
all right.
you're real.
In
You're
this
real. You're real.
in this
You're
digital
wait. Hold on.
world,
Time out. You're
please.
real because you experience signs of happiness and also sadness. You experience anger. That's what
Okay,
makes us
but
real.
am I real or am I part of another matrix of reality?
I don't know.
So
Sense,
so maybe
No,
some
basically
so maybe someone else is trying.
the world that you're trying to create is the matrix.
All
Because
right,
that because
all right, let's use
what you're
your
advocating
religion
for just does
analogy.
not exist.
So God created us. So are we real or are we a fabrication of his reality?
it's funny. I was about to say the same thing because you know how we're saying like, oh, we created artificial intelligence so it could like worship us. Well, that's how a lot of religions view God. Yes,
We can go to the Bible.
I was lonely.
Okay, but
They
here's the thing.
wanted to.
But here's the thing with that
Yeah.
though. Not everybody on this earth is religious.
Yeah, no,
Right?
that's not what that's
Not
not the
Okay,
point.
all right. But
not
let's use that. But isn't that God's reality?
even that though. Not everybody on this earth worships the same God.
But at the end of the day, God created us, right?
It depends on
He
which God you
created
believe
this
in.
narrative.
Yeah,
It
but
depends on which God you believe in.
that doesn't so much matter. Like I'm just saying, like okay, so there is usually a creator.
It does matter because there's some religion that teaches you that you are just as much as God as anybody else, and that's called Buddhism. So there is religions out there that kind of like like you cannot just say like like about God's like where like God's reality like no because like every religion is different. Not all religions have like the same customs and beliefs.
Oh,
Well,
so
no, I'm talking
now,
about like a creator figure. Like actually
yeah.
in Buddhism, that like there is a concept of a creator. They just don't give it importance because you're
No,
like
actually, am I thinking of Hinduism? I think it's it's
in
one of the two.
Hinduism, there's a
Let's
creator
let's
too.
not get canceled
That
mixing
is
up
Yeah,
one.
religions.
no, but in any case, it's just like it doesn't really matter where you come from. Every human being wants to create something. You know what I mean? And like creating another life is just like the big wow moment of your life because like wow, if there is a creator up there, I am like him because I am doing the same things he's doing for the same reasons. I want
Exactly.
life, so I create something else.
Made in his own image.
It just
So
think like
how
this.
are you to
Okay.
invalidate somebody else?
Okay.
You think God was just like an introvert and like got bullied by all the other divine beings,
I wouldn't be surprised.
and he just made us so he could
Okay,
feel love?
it's funny that we're recording this on Halloween, right? Because we all know the story of Frankenstein, how Frankenstein was created, right?
Frankenstein monster. Frankenstein was the scientist.
Yeah,
Mary
the monster,
Shelley was
right?
the
The
author.
Frankenstein monster,
Yeah.
and then how basically the monster basically rebelled against its creator.
Kind of.
You even see those movies like Ex Machina, like it always happens.
Well, that's the thing, because like as soon as the monster was created, the Frankenstein tried killing it, and that's why he was like so resentful. It wasn't like so much like, why did you make me? I hate this. I was like,
Yeah,
no,
so
you created me and you treated me like shit. Therefore, I'm gonna like haunt you. And the monster didn't really do anything. He just kind of like skulked around for most of it.
Okay, and just for the algorithm's sake, I feel like it's important that I say this. That would seem like like this is hate speech or anything like that. Let's say for instance you was to create an AI, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but if you was to create an AI, some like AI man, woman, whatever case may be, that would basically be like your companion, like why not also give it like everything that humans feel? Like happiness, sadness, anger, the ability to like, think, because when we look at it from this perspective, basically like you're saying like, oh no, like your sole existence is just to entertain me and make me happy.
but
Right.
isn't that what the philosophy of Christianity is, basically?
Well,
Don't we live by his rules and his vision, and
but
we're
how many?
supposed to sacrifice
But how many actually does that though? Not many, and that's what it comes down to, like being human, because humans make mistakes.
But
Yes,
you're saying ideally every human would be that way then.
Humans do not always live by the Bible's code. They don't. And not everybody discovered Christianity, if we want to use that religion, at the same time. There's some people that's discovered later in life after they already made their bad decisions. The whole purpose of it is like having free will and the ability to seek knowledge, seek understanding. So you know what? I'm gonna live by this book because it's my choice. I'm not gonna live by this book and it's still my choice. What happens afterwards happens.
It's kind of funny because I see like the narrative of things going like, okay, I created this perfect creature that will love me and not make any mistakes and never waver. But because I am myself imperfect, I start feeling bad, and I'm like, do they really love me, or do they just love me because they are programmed to love me?
And that's human. That's a human way of thinking, because like you're gonna think that.
I know, and it's like,
you don't think God is up there thinking the same thing about us?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he created this as perfect, like Garden of Eden story. Then he realized, oh man, you know what? I want to know if they love me for me.
God knows that humans are flawed.
Let me send the snake and fuck them up.
But that's the thing.
Then they can prove
but that's
to
the
me
thing,
if they
though.
really love me.
That's the thing, though. God knows that humans are flawed. If a human that's designing an AI robot, if they see that it's flawed, they're gonna dispose of them.
I mean,
God does not dispose of humans.
The AI will be flawed as well because humans are flawed.
Yeah. Wait, but he purposely made us flawed. If you think about it, if he's controlling this grand design.
But the whole idea of making AI is to be an improvement upon the human species. So you do not want one that is flawed.
At first, but like we're starting to introduce things and concepts like emotion. Like they made an AI.
Elon Musk, I believe, is working on it.
Yeah, no, they made an AI and it was like racist. Yeah, it's already racist after a week, so they already taught that AI hatred in some way. So that's one emotion now. Who says we're not going to teach them all these other emotions, and then they'll start thinking like us?
I'm pretty sure 100 years down the line, after we introduce like one by one emotions and religion and thoughts and damn, I'm blanking on what makes us human. Wow.
We don't even know.
Exactly. Once we start to introduce these things, I'm pretty sure AI will be advanced enough to make informed decisions.
And that is
logic.
And that's gonna be our downfall as a species. Because
free will was God's downfall.
Because this is my thing. Humans, especially you, Donovan, are curious by nature. Yeah. So you always want to seek more knowledge and have
understanding,
more understanding and things. And sometimes you just have to take a step back and be like, you know what? I do not need to know everything.
Why not?
Because the more you know, the more access to information that you have.
The more I know, the farther I stray away from God. Is that what you're telling me?
It's so inclusive knowledge.
That was not what I was about to say. That was
got it, Liddell.
No, Liddell's really onto something. I've been reading this book called "Magic of the Ordinary: Recovering Shamanic Judaism," and it's like talking about the
what?
So it's called.
Wait, which part you say what to? The fact that he said
Liddell's the ordinary recovering
the shamanic in Judaism, because it's a tribal culture, and at one time it was very different from like the Hasidic Jews you see in Brooklyn. My point was that like. A lot of people have the problem that they're trying to like find God in like this celestial heavenly place. They're trying to find divine or specialness outside of themselves, but they're like, it's in the here and now. And if you go out seeking it, you just miss it. Like you're looking for the angel up in the sky telling you the prophecies, but really you just have to like listen to nature and just like experience the moment now and stop just asking questions. Don't ask questions, interpret it and just take it as it is.
That's not me.
I couldn't have said it any better.
No, it's hard. It's not anyone. We live in a rational world. This is after the scientific revolution. We're taught to like, okay, have a hypothesis, test it out, see if it fits with what your former line of thinking. What the ancient people, what this book is saying that the ancient Hebrews did, or at least the ones that were very mystical, like the ones you talk about in the early Old Testament, they just like everything was part of the divine. There was no distinguishment between nature and the divine. Like, a bird flying in the sky in a certain way, that's a sign right there. That's however I interpret that is the truth that won't lead me astray. You know what I mean?
Have you guys ever seen the movie called Mother on Netflix?
Mother? No.
Yeah. It's basically like this AI robot, right? That's trying to design the perfect daughter. And basically you had like this robot, like each time like if the daughter could not do like certain things, it would exterminate it. That's kind of like how humans are with AI. Like you can say, oh, they gotta give them all these emotions and this and that, but as a human being, you're programmed to basically pick like the perfect. It has to be exact. It has to be perfect. It cannot be flawed. And us as humans are flawed, which is why I say that. I guess we're gonna get into we're basically getting to like the last question. Like, would you date an AI? If you're dating an AI, your whole thing is you don't want you're not gonna want AI robot that's gonna like talk back to you and whatever the case may be. You're gonna want basically like how you described Dom and said that okay, that's kind of like a good thing. One that's basically gonna cater towards all your wants and needs, but that's not how humans operate. That's is not real whatsoever. Because as a human being, like if that was the case, right? Let's say for instance, like if someone was to design a robot that's like has spirit all the emotions that any human would experience, why not just deal with an actual human? Like why
Because
go
some
through the
people
whole length
want
of designing a robot?
some people have experience or childhood trauma or, like I said, social anxiety or
But you gotta
mental
deal with
health
that trauma
issue.
though. You
Let
have
me
to deal
finish.
with that.
Mental health issues that hinder damn, I forgot what I was saying now because of you.
I,
But
I don't know.
Blame it on
Maybe
me.
the thing is like an AI 100% most of the time will, even if it was faulty, will like you because you are all it knows really. Like you created the AI, you are the only thing it knows. So like what
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
that?
but if you get them access to like see like oh what I
see other
Yeah, see
human
other
creators out there.
yeah
creators out there.
yeah
They're
like
like,
you get them
oh,
access like
It's just
I
gonna
don't
jump
like your
ship.
face as
give
much
them a
as these
choice.
guys.
Because at the end of the day, in every movie we always talk where the country's robot rebellion, even Planet of the Apes, basically when you take away their free will, they're
Let
gonna
me start by saying I am not going to trust Hollywood to give me a philosophical description of what AI could be.
what are you talking about? You even said yourself that you basically learned as much as you learned from Hollywood, like TV show like One Tree Hill and
Yeah,
all
and
that.
Yeah,
look
but
how that turned out. All
that's the
right.
thing. Half of our
But you
day is
trusted in
spent
it.
like going after the things we want, or like
And sometimes Hollywood they reveal things to you and they make it seem like it's just a movie, but at the end of the day, that's really how it is.
well, think of it this way: like most of our days are spent like trying to be sufficient. Like I'm trying to feed myself, I'm trying to shelter myself, I'm trying to find love. An AI would be self-sufficient. It doesn't need to eat. It doesn't need to drink. It doesn't need to fight people over resources. So I'm just wondering. Okay, so
But when they want to know why it can't.
yeah, and that what it would want to know
Now
why.
I could put a firewall up against that, so that takes that out.
I'll just, I'll just
I'm just saying, like, what would the AIs even? Okay, so they eliminate all human beings. Then what? Like, what would AIs even do the rest of their lives?
they
They're
basically
immortal.
they'll struggle with the same thing that humans deal with.
Like what? Finding meaning in life? Well, you
Yeah,
killed the people that gave you your creation was to serve us. You killed us off. Now you have
because that's
nothing.
the thing. Humans, right? Humans want to design AI to escape from reality, but the AI wants to be a part of reality.
Yeah, it's almost like
That's the conflict in it.
and it's like why? Because like you have no purpose without us.
So
You,
basically, so basically, what you lack and you try to make up for in your creation gonna realize that it lacks basically what led you to create that
yeah,
said creation.
kind of, because we could stand here all day arguing about what the purpose of life is. At the basic level, at animalistic level, it's about making sure you can survive another day. Like that's very easy in the
Yeah.
modern world because we have access to everything we need. But like at the basic, an AI will never ever have that to an extreme. You won't have to eat. You don't need money. You'll never smell bad. You don't need showers or water. You all you need is
And
someone to talk to.
and
Really.
yet that AI will want everything that you as a human is escaping from
So
the human experience.
it wants to try out like what is it like being hungry? Can I program myself to be hungry so I can like go out and
Yeah.
eat something?
That's why I
Maybe.
don't agree with it.
I mean, if you want that mod, I can instill that.
Here's a
But they
hunger
don't want
mod.
to be a mod though.
Here's a mod that you were living life on
there you
easy
go
mode.
again. Like you're playing God. They don't want that. They want to develop that themselves. They don't want it to be given to them.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's the
I
thing.
wish I had this much control and choice when God was creating me.
I mean, like just talk to God tonight, all right, Dominic, and let him know.
Oh. That's the benefit of me being a creator in the sense of I'm God in this AI world.
Okay, but you know what's
At
crazy?
least my
The
AI
same,
will have a one-on-one conversation. He'll be able to reach me. Where in the
okay,
sense
your
as
your problem that you
our
think
God
your
in
problem
real life,
your problem is that you think that God actually has like conversation like the way we're having conversations. God talks to us as humans through signs.
No, yeah,
That's how he operates.
Liddell's right. No, that's what the book says.
What am I gonna pour myself a special K and I'll see a sign that says what I should
Why
do
so
next?
specific with the cereal?
No, Liddell brings up a
That's
good
what I
point.
eat.
That book, a quote from that book is that do not mistake his silence for absence. You know what I mean? So that is one viewpoint. Like everyone's way
Oh,
different.
so like I said before in previous episodes, so God is just a dick.
Potentially.
But in the mind of that AI, you're the dick because basically, like, wow, like you're basically telling it what it's gonna do, like how it's gonna program, like the same way you end up hating humanity to the point that you decide to create an AI. That AI is gonna hate humanity for making it,
And then he'll create an AI.
The
and
AI
then
will create life.
and basically all you did was contribute to the extermination of the human race.
It's just
Yeah,
Congratulations.
all
but
the
at
way
least
down.
I'll be a forgiving creator. I'll be an understanding creator.
But
Yeah,
you're
no,
already
Whereas
forgiving
I can't
God.
even reach the big man upstairs.
Yeah,
I
like
can't even get to his assistant.
Your problem is that you're thinking on a 2-dimensional level about God. You're supposed to be thinking on a 3-dimensional level.
Oh God.
Right?
All I'm saying is, God, give me a call.
I'm not gonna hold y'all. This has actually been my favorite episode to be a part of with TUC Talk.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
This is a great season 2 opener.
I've never been this passionate about a subject. Even going back to Olive Balance, the gaming chair, like I've never been this passionate about a subject. I think that without offending anybody out there, I'll say this: in your whole purpose out of life, and the only reason why you feel like you can get enjoyment out of life is by designing an AI living in a virtual world, then just think like this. I'm gonna put a positive spin on it. If
Okay.
you're capable of creating happiness in a virtual world, that's just the sign that you're even capable of creating it. Just goes to show that you could also do that in the real world. It's possible.
Maybe.
It's possible.
Potentially.
It's no different than like making as a trader making $1 million in a demo account. If you could do that in a demo account, then you're capable of doing it in a real actual live account.
No promises.
No problem. No income guarantees or anything like that.
No, the same manifestation. We're not telling you to read The Secret.
So, I mean, would you date an AI?
Absolutely not.
I try it, but I know it could never be serious because
Like you could just pay for a hooker, you get the same experience. At least it's real.
but an AI is clean.
I mean, like, all right, nobody's gonna go to like get like dirty. Like you gotta provide testing and all that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go to Vegas.
I've had a health scare with one of those people, but that's a different story.
That's an episode.
I mean, it's the same experience, but at least you're dealing with someone that's real. Because at the end of the day, you want them to pretend to care about you. That's what it comes down to. I'd rather pay a human being to pretend to care about me than design a robot that's pretending to care about me.
But isn't the robot like actually? Doesn't the robot will actually care about you?
Yeah. Then some.
Because it has no choice but to.
Okay,
Still
but you just said you would rather pay for somebody to care about you than actually have somebody care about you.
What's the difference? What costs more? You can't just design an AI for free.
It depends on where we are 100 years into the future.
None of us is gonna be alive.
But to answer the question, I would say like I would date an AI just to try it out, see if see if there's any insight on their thought processes or whatever, or if there's really a human in there. But like dating is usually, for me at least, is just a vehicle to be like, okay, who do I want to settle down with? Like me personally, I don't like going on constant dates for the sake of dates, or like for the sake of saying, hey, I had sex with 12 women this still past Tuesday. I'm gonna see if I can double those numbers. It's just like it's just with a vehicle, but like an AI, conceivably you can't really have that because I can't knock up any AI yet.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Create AI babies?
Yeah, exactly. It'd just be too fucking weird. I would want to bring someone who can meet my family and realize why I hate them so much. I'm kidding. But like shit, dude, like this is like something I want to like establish something real and respectful with, and like you can't do that with an AI. I know this is kind of fucked up to say, but I have to mention it. Like I'm on TikTok sometimes. I don't create videos, but I like follow people, and like one person is like a trans woman, and she's super spunky, like really funny. She made one TikTok was like when I go to my high school's transphobic when I go to my transphobic high school's bathroom and go to the girls' room to take a man-sized shit. Like I was just dying after fucking reading that. Like I love this person's personality, but she recently broke up with her boyfriend, and it was like at first he was gung ho about like having a real relationship, but he broke up with her because he realized I could never have children with you, I could never do this or that with you. So my problems with dating an AI that other people might have are already experienced by people who date transgender. You know what I mean?
That's actually a very valid point, and a very solid connection as well, because the two do kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Because how many people will actually openly admit to date someone that's transgender?
Yeah, these are all just basically non-traditional relationships, and like basically the only thing keeping people from doing is like societal expectations and like values, really.
Yeah, like Dottie, like since you're so pro AI, like would you be out in public with your AI girlfriend or boyfriend?
She just looks like an anime character in real life.
Like,
um,
like would you be like table for two for me and my AI?
For my waifu.
yeah, I mean, if it's further down the line and more fleshed out idea, then yeah. But personally, I wouldn't date an AI because I the thing. I mean, it'll probably be different with AI versus human connection, but when it comes to human connections with me,
Human connections beats AI connection all day, every day.
no, I just hate.
Even the
Like,
AIs would say so.
like I'll start texting somebody that I'm really interested in and stuff like that, and they'll like start to text me back, and then I just fall out, and then I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I've
much work.
yeah, it sounds so
Is
shit.
it the fact that they're texting you back, or they texting you back very fast?
I think it's the fact that they're texting back, like
Okay, that's what the AI would do. You would
right,
want an AI to
exactly.
text you
So
back.
I wouldn't date an AI unless I can like shut her down
Wait,
for months at a time.
and reset the personality to forget everything.
Yeah.
But like,
So
on that note, would you date a transgender person then? Is
yeah,
because if
why
you're not
not?
like me, who's like interested in like family or children, like traditional bullshit, would you date a transgender person because they're offering you that human connection without, and you'll never have to worry about kids.
Yeah. I would date somebody. I would date somebody if what's the word where they're not they don't want to have sex or not interested in having
Asexual.
yeah, I would date somebody who's asexual.
No.
I personally I think sex is overrated. So
You're
if
onto something. You're onto something.
I mean, let's talk about it. Like it's I
Bro,
don't know.
bro, this is the new topic. Forget our discussion. But fuck, who cares about this shit?
Yeah, like
Let's talk about this. No, this is true. I've had multiple instances where I'm with someone I care about a lot, like my last girlfriend, and sometimes I'm just like, I can't believe I'm admitting this on air, but I have literally faked orgasms just so we could stop having sex. I did it, not the girl. This has happened so many goddamn times, and I'm like, I like it, but I don't like it forever. This is lasting too long. I want to get back to my shit. Like having done it is better than doing it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that.
I mean, I've been in like sexual situations where I'm literally only there to pleasure like the other partner, and they'll be like, "Oh, do you want to get pleasure?" I'm like, "No, like I'm cool. Just when
Cool.
this comes to
That's power.
no,
That's power.
it's
Especially
just
you do a great
power.
job.
You said that like Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's power.
that's power. So it's just like I don't
This
know,
is why
like
Darwin gets. I'm telling you.
this is definitely a topic for another time. But I'm just saying, like, if I feel like my human to human interactions and philosophies of me like feeling so disinterested in being connected with other people, I think that would translate over to dating and AI. So I feel like, yes, I would probably do it. I mean, the Leonardo da Vinci in me would see like the curiosity and see the excitement in it. But no, I mean, it wouldn't go far. It would probably be a week of texting and.
Yeah, man. I'll totally fake more orgasms with AIs too. It's crazy because like my favorite is when I'm with someone who's kind of inexperienced and they're gonna ask and they ask, "Did you finish?" And I'm like, "It's like, bitch, you if I finished, you would know. It'd be like a white Christmas in there." But like, because they don't know, I'm like, yeah. It was like, really, wow.
So, yeah,
no, not 10.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I'm tired of this shit.
Overall, this is a good discussion.
I know, man.
Yeah,
Imagine that chasing something that's not even gonna be pleasurable to you.
And I think Donovan's seen the light with the whole AI discussion towards saying.
No, I just hope that you've seen the light, the parallels that I was trying to make between me creating something and the creator that you supposedly created this. I'm just saying you're living in his reality.
I'm just so over this topic. I'm just thinking
about no, not really. Due to the fact that okay, like I can't like go against his essence of what my reality should be, because that's my human will to do so. With an AI, they don't have that choice. I made the choice. It wasn't like
or maybe he gave you the choice to make the choice. Again, you're still living in his reality.
You see, that's the fucking Pisces in this. like I made it as simplified as possible.
Kenny, am I right or am I wrong?
I'm not. I haven't paid attention to a single word because I'm just fucking thinking about this. Like, well, sex isn't that great. Not that great. What the
Thank
fuck?
you.
So many hours of my life have been dedicated to
like. Can we just
not that
do
great.
away with it? Like it's
bro. Like, why is it that you think you want something, you have it, and it's just not what you wanted?
That's life. That's life.
I'm tired, guys. I'm tired.
I like it.
Oh god!
But
who knows? Smoke when I close this.
This was, I think, a nice teaser for episode 21 of TUC Talk. I guess you guys kind of get something like what we're going to be discussing.
Where me and Kenny renounce our sexual advances.
Let me share this clip.
Oh god! Any potential future lovers are just going to see this and you just
like, Kenny, I'll be the one to finally make you. I'll do it. I can. I've got a baby butter.
You see, shit. I recognize game, man. I know what you guys are doing. So
because you live in this world where everything is a game, and I'm just a person who just
but shouldn't you think life is a game? Giving your whole thoughts on religion and like
it should be a simulation. It should be a roller coaster because it's just ups and downs, man.
No, because Liddell thinks I'm working like this angle, and I'm not. I'm not. Like I genuinely don't care.
I believe you.
Okay,
bro, but I'm sure they believe you as well, but they want to change that.
Bro,
people love a challenge, bro. Even me, like as a guy, I love a challenge.
I'm gonna.
Nobody wants anything that's easily handed to them.
That's true. I met a girl last night from Australia who was totally breaking everyone's balls for no goddamn reason. Like guys would try to flirt with her, and she'd just tell them your game is trash and whatnot. I was like, I'm just manifesting a girl like that because I need someone who's just gonna bust my balls for the rest of my life.
It's either two things are gonna happen: either that dude is gonna fold, or it's gonna make him try even harder. Especially if other women normally react positively towards his game.
He folded. He absolutely like a chair. It wasn't a pretty sight to see. She kept touching me on my chest, and I was like, "Yes, please, keep it up." Yes.
Oh, damn.
All right. Well, this was a great episode, guys.
Yeah. Let's plug ourselves on the way out.
Yep. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Maybe when I start my mortuary school, I'll like post videos of fucking me opening up dead corpses or some shit. That's my art. It's my art. That's just corpses.
He's a real life pallbearer, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Undertaker, whatever is
embalmer, for funeral director, mortician. Yeah. Okay. Liddell, what you working on?
Me, tomorrow, well, when this episode drops, it will be the official 1 year anniversary of our CEO's Antonio Godfrey's death. So I'm working on a tribute for him. And aside from that, just to be on a more positive note for any of you guys out there, you want to inquire about interviews, event coverages, sponsorships, opportunities, holler at me on the Moderator and the Trooper Culture IG page. For some reason, two of our last 3 posters just blew up on social media out of nowhere. But hopefully that leads to like some good business down the road. So yeah.
Yeah, man. If you're a struggling musician out here, we have a fairly large audience, and an interview with us will get your name out there.
Yeah, and our guy Donnie over here, he's like the MVP and all that. Although he has some wild takes sometimes, but one thing I will admit about this young man that he's kind of under the radar column. So he's definitely a beast.
Yeah, I mean, please hit my line. My social media is down below.
Hit his line, ladies.
No, don't. I mean, unless you're sending hate comments, then yes, please.
Yeah, baby girl, I'm on Instagram, WhatsApp, and WeChat. Let's just send me
WeChat. I actually had that shit downloaded on my phone. I don't know
whack.
why.
It's whack. Like if you're ever in China, you absolutely need it, but otherwise, it's just whack. People are just posting shit all day. And like, yo, I can't even say that the Chinese president looks like Winnie the Pooh anymore.
Oh, God.
They'll just block me for life.
Well, yeah, follow me down below. That's it.
Yeah, you can follow me. I don't care. In any case, please like, share, and subscribe. We're on YouTube. We're posting off of StreamYard, but I'm not sure if you have access to us there. We'll post clips on Instagram. Do we have TikTok?
We have TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay, follow us on TikTok. We're all under the TUC label, so it's very easy to find.
Yeah, everything's TUC. You find us there.
If it's never mind. I thought it was
You probably done CET, TBE.
Yeah, sure, why not? In any case, again, please like, share, and subscribe so we can keep giving you these great episodes. And once again, this was your season 2 premiere. See you next week, maybe next 2 weeks. Who knows?
Next week.
We'll see when we see.
Yeah.